Hi there. Okay, I'm not sure whether I'm going to upload this video because I read so about the last 100 comments and it really hurt me. And of course there were, I don't know, 1,000 comments or something on my last video, so I will read the other ones as well as soon as I get a little energy for that. But first I did want to update you and to give you some answers on all the conclusions and all the things that were stated on this channel by people who are watching that are so wrong. And it really hurts me that people think those things, so I'll try to clear up some things and tell you what happened and why I haven't been able to go on YouTube just past week. First of all, I am not in a hospital. I am in a psychiatric clinic. This is a clinic for people who have mainly trauma issues. And that traumas can be due to everything, and they help people with that. And that's their expertise. They are extremely good at it, and I really think I can really learn from them a lot. But they are not here to help me with my eating disorder, nor are they here to help me with my medical care. They did tell me, actually, that they wanted me to go to a hospital before I came here. And I am on the waiting list of diverse hospitals, as you know. I'm still waiting on the Amsterdam hospital for already over a year. For Rotterdam, I'm waiting for already more than half a year. And I'm on top of their list, but I'm still not able to get there. So because I was doing so unwell at home, and because they did have a place right now at the clinic, they said, okay, either you can come now or you have to wait till after summer when we have a next bed available. And when you come now, we won't be able to wait for a hospital bed for you first, because we can't keep your bed open for you when you go to a hospital first. And there wasn't a hospital available immediately, so it was either staying at home longer till the summer or going to the hospital. By the way, the clinic itself asked for that court order. I can't ask that for. I can ask the clinic to do so, but it's not so that I can force a clinic to take me. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know who has come up with that, but that was something somebody said as well. Of course I can't do that. I can't force a clinic to take me. No, they were willing to take me. I have agreed that they would take me, and I had to sign for that, and they had to do all kinds of things. Then there was a court order. We had to talk with the judge, and with the judge we talked about the fact that the clinic wasn't able to give me the medical care I actually need. The clinic does recognize that. They did stand for that as well. They said, we can't give you the care that you need, and we're sorry for that. But it's either this or being at home. So, and they didn't know what would be best or worse at this very moment. And since they did have a bed for me available, and otherwise I would have had to wait for half a year or a few months, they said, well, it's your choice. Do you want to come now or do you want to wait till after summer? Then there is a chance you can get to the hospital first, but then there's also a bigger chance for you to die in the meantime. So that was the choice I had. And of course I chose to go to the clinic because I said, well, I need to get out of my home or out of the place where I stayed with my friend to stay alive. But well, 2 weeks later or 1.5 weeks later, it hasn't been that good idea, and I will tell you why. Okay, all the other people who have had an eating disorder and who have recovered, etc., I totally respect you. I totally do. I think it's wonderful. You must have a fighting spirit. You must have a lot of willpower. I really admire you for doing so. So that's a compliment to you. But please don't judge me. And all about my intestine problems, the start of my eating disorder hasn't been a psychological issue. It has been a medical issue since I was 6. When I was 6, I had an intestine perforation. When I had that perforation, I almost died, and everything inside me, all my intestines, have been damaged since my 6th birthday. So that was pre-eating disorder. I got an eating disorder when I was 10 years old. That was 4 years later. And why is that? Mainly because eating caused me pain, because my stomach and my intestines weren't working well anymore. Later on, I also got a pancreas problem, so I developed diabetes type 3C. And having severe damaged intestines and having a damaged pancreas in combination with being like a sensitive person, etc., I developed an eating disorder. And being in all those eating disorder clinics where they couldn't help me, I actually learned how an eating disorder worked for other people. And for me, it's more like getting an eating disorder due to my medical problems than it is the other way around. And that is also why I thought they can help me here, because there is no eating disorder clinic that can help me, because all the psychological issues that they treat people for in an eating disorder clinic aren't for me, because I don't want to lose weight. I don't think I'm fat. I never have thoughts that way. And people who are judging me, or she's not eating anything all the time, I'm eating everything that's on my food list. I was in the hospital. I ate 3,000 calories a day. I didn't gain a gram of weight. And that is not because I'm not eating. You know, when you're in a hospital, they monitor everything you eat and drink, everything. And they monitor everything that gets out, because even that is getting checked every single time. So it's the truth. And, you know, you can tell me I'm lying, I'm whatever you want to. Okay, that's your problem right now, okay? Because I'm really angry now for people stating the lies and drawing conclusions on things that are just not true. If you want to know the truth, ask me, okay? And please don't judge before you know the truth, because it really gets me angry. And okay, I can be angry and you can be angry at me right now, do your thing, but it's just not fair to judge me on those things. When I came here, my biggest problem and my biggest fear was that they wouldn't give me the medical care I need. That was the problem with the judge as well, because she said you actually need that medical care to recover. At least the first weeks you will need that very badly, but there are 2 options, and they told me you can choose, because the clinic is stating she can't give you the medical care, but they do give you your own choice whether you take the risk or not. And I said I am willing to take the risk. That's my problem. So when I don't get the medical care, okay. But the thing is, the clinic did promise me to do everything they could to give me that medical care. And they said, as soon as you come here, we have that bed for you. When we send you into a hospital out of the clinic to the hospital, we can keep that bed, and that bed will be paid for. So then they can send me to any hospital, and then that's okay, because they don't lose any money and they don't lose my bed here. So that would be the better option. So I thought, okay, let's do that. Do it that way. Go to the clinic first, let them send me into a hospital, and then everything is taken care of. And after a few weeks, I can come back when I'm through refeeding and through all the medical issues, and that's fine. Okay, what happened when I came here? Like I told you, and somebody said she doesn't know what refeeding is. Of course I know what refeeding is, my goodness. And I know how severe it is. And somebody said, well, if she really was in refeeding, they would have sent her to a hospital right away, because you are about to die when you have it. Well, I was about to die to have it. So I almost died. I'm coming back from the IC right now. I look horrible. I'm feeling horrible, because I am doing horrible physically at this moment. So what happened? Already on day 2, I had severe hypos and hypers. That's due to my type 3 diabetes. When I change my eating habits and when I follow a food plan, I'm following their food plan right now. when I do that and when I change my habits, that has a severe impact on my body, and my body needs to cope with that. So the first days for me, it was hard to follow a new food plan for me, because there are a lot of changes and I'm afraid of change. So I am very obsessive compulsive people. I do have issues. I do have eating disorder issues. Totally true. They have other background than the usual anorexia. It's not that I'm thinking, oh, I'm gaining weight right now. No, it's I'm thinking I'm losing control, and what will happen? Maybe I will die again. Because I have been on a death row a few times in my life due to my medical issues, and that caused traumas with me. So when I change something in my eating habits, it really causes traumas. And when I, for example, need to eat foods I'm intolerant for, and I get all that diarrhea again and lose all that weight and all that water again, it causes problems that are so severe, also because I'm so underweight, that it can be mean my death right away. So I am scared to change things. I totally am. So I totally agree on that. But the issue and the cause of that is different than you state. So what happened, like I said, from the first day on, my diabetes went all over the place and it was uncontrollable. That was the first thing. The second thing was I went into refeeding very severely right away, and I didn't expect it to go that fast. Usually it takes a few days to get there. With me it was already in 2 days, and that means that your electrolytes in your blood are very wrong. I don't know how to say that in English, but your potassium and your sodium, for example, are far too low. Your phosphorus is far too high, and due to that you can get a heart attack quite easily, because your fluids are totally out of balance in your body cells and outside of your body cells. So that is very dangerous, and usually you do the refeeding in a hospital, because it's actually not how do you say that in English? Well, it's not the right place to do that somewhere else outside of a hospital. So every eating disorder clinic would send a patient in with severe refeeding. I told them, they saw it on my blood work. They did my blood work twice a week, but that is not enough when you are in refeeding. You need to do it at least once a day and check it every time, and give medicines to balance it out, at least till you are through that refeeding process. I had it in combination with my diabetes type 3C. That meant that I had hypers and hypos that were uncontrollable on top of my refeeding. Those are both things that totally exhaust your body, which is very dangerous. So I told them every single day, I told the nurses here that I'm so worried and that I'm so scared that I won't wake up anymore. What happened a few times, I had a blackout. I told you that last time as well, that I didn't wake up anymore twice, and that it took me till 2 o'clock in the afternoon till I became conscious again and I could eat myself again. And they didn't understand it, and they just thought, okay, eat your fruit, drink your whatever, and it should be. They gave me, like I said, soda to drink. But when I have soda, it spikes my blood, but I immediately get a hypo afterwards. So that's not a good thing to give me at that moment. And they didn't know that. I don't blame them for that, but I did tell them what they need to do, and they could have asked somebody else who does know what to do to help me with that. And they can't expect me to get out of my bed when I'm unconscious to have my breakfast. You know, I mean, I do want to have my breakfast, but when I'm unconscious until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I haven't eaten till then. So I ate 3 meals after each other, and it took me 3 meals till my blood sugar was okay again. And the rest of the day, I did overeat. I mean, I ate the rest of it at the rest of the day. So I ate in a half a day time the rest of the whole day. That was okay, of course, but well, there was something very bad happening here in the clinic at the moment. I'm not allowed to talk about it because it's not about me. I'm not only allowed to talk about myself. But it was very devastating, and it was quite a traumatic experience. And it meant that we as a patients, the rest of the patients, were up all night. And because my room is somewhere where I couldn't go back to my room, I had to stay up all night, and they couldn't get my food, they couldn't get my wheelchair, they couldn't get my bed, because I have a bed you can put up and down, otherwise I can't get into and out of my bed. They couldn't get that, so I couldn't go to sleep. And finally, because we couldn't go back, because all the police, etc., were there, and we had to stay out of that corner of the clinic for the whole night. I had to sleep in an office somewhere else in the clinic, which is totally fine. They put a mattress on the floor, and they helped me to get on the floor, because I can't do that myself, of course, anymore. And they were so sweet and so nice, and of course they had their mind on 100,000 things, and they had to support all the clients here, all the patients here, to help them cope with the trauma. And they were so sweet, and I don't blame them at all for anything. But what did happen was, it was so stressful. I didn't eat everything. They did give me fruit, by the way, so they had that on that side of the clinic, and I ate it, and it did keep my blood sugar okay, but it wasn't enough to help me through the night. So the next morning I was knocked out again, and the next day I felt so nauseous, and I was about to throw up all day long, and I asked them to put something next to my bed when I would throw up. I could keep everything inside, but it was barely, and I was feeling so sick, and I was so cold, and I was shaking and shivering all day long, and I told them I was so cold, and I asked the nurses, is it so cold here? Well, it's not warm here, I think, because the other patients said it's not warm in the rooms, but I was extremely cold. And I talked to the doctor before she left for the weekend, and I said, I'm really worried that I'm not going to make it through the night, and I'm really worried that something is going to go wrong this weekend. And she said, well, if something is going wrong, we will send you into a hospital right away. You don't have to worry. We will take care of you. We will check you, etc., etc. But what happened, it all went wrong, and I didn't wake up anymore, and I went into a coma. And I don't know anything about it. I didn't talk to the nurses who were there at that moment. It was somewhere in the night, and this last weekend, so I don't remember anything. It took 5 hours for me to get out of the coma, and it's a miracle that I'm still alive, and I'm so thankful that I'm still alive. But in a hospital, they told me I had a body temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. I don't know how it is in Fahrenheit. You can look for it yourself, but it is severely in a cold shock. So my body was severely how do you say that? Well, cold. I was in severe refeeding, and I had a hypo from 0.7, which is actually dead, because below 1.5 you get into a coma. So I don't know how I survived it. I haven't got a clue. When I came into a hospital, they rushed me. I came on a heart monitor on the right side. On the left side, they gave me a glucose IV right away, and the fluid IV I got under a beer hugger, they call that, to warm my body as soon as possible, but slowly. So yeah, I don't know, they only have that on an IC in the Netherlands, a beer hugger. I loved it, by the way. I asked for it if it could be on all the time, even though when my body temperature was back again to 37. I asked if I could keep laying under it, and they thought it's fine. They said, oh, it must be very nice. It feels just like a big bear on top of you, but then not heavy, and so nice and warm. I really loved it. And they kept me there because they said I'm still in life danger, so I need to stay there on the IC. And I felt safe. I really felt safe, and I was so thankful that I'm alive. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I thanked them 100,000 times that they saved me. And I don't know how they did it, because they said as soon as I got into the ambulance, they had to get my IVs in, and they couldn't get the IV in my arteries, because my arteries, well, I'm blue and purple all over in my arms. Because they couldn't get it right, but of course they finally could get it right, so they gave me the glucose right away. And they said what the doctor noticed, and that was something I thought, oh, please remember that, put that down somewhere, because there was something happening that is not usual for other patients, and that is only when you have type 3C. I know that. They gave me the full glucose. So 100%, they put it on full. And despite that, I went from 0.7 to 10, and 10 is the max. So usually then it's, you should not go higher than that. But then my body itself went to 1 again. And that is because my body produced the insulin itself as a rebound. And that is what my body does. And I can't tell them that enough, because they don't listen somehow, because they don't have any experience, because nobody knows what type 3C is. I know it's not common, and there are hardly any people who know it. But then please ask diabetes nurses or doctors about it, what you can do, because it's different for every person. And I have had a severe pancreas infection. And for every person it's different what it does to your pancreas. And to my pancreas, it does that my not the glycogen, but the glucagon and the insulin aren't working well, and they can go up or down, and I don't know when they go up and when they go down. But now the doctor saw it himself, and he said, I was really surprised, because we gave you the full glucose 100%, and despite that you went from 10 to 1 within an hour. So that is your own body doing that, and we can't stop that. The only thing they could do was keep me on the IV, of course, and they did. So that keeps me alive. But he said that is very dangerous, and after a while it didn't happen anymore. And after that I was allowed, when I woke up after 5 hours, I woke up and I was conscious again, and a few hours after that I was allowed to eat. So they told me it's better for you just to eat, to let your body process it itself, because that's better than only the IV. So then I had the IV and the food during the day. During the night I got only the IV, so then they could keep me stable and I won't get into a hypo again. And then after that, the next day, they lowered the IV, because my blood sugars were getting far too high because I was eating all day. And then they stopped the IV, and they said it's only necessary during the night to do that. And during the day, when you eat all day and you just eat your food and you follow your list, you are stable. And they were also surprised, because they saw in my medical file that I'm anorexic. So they thought, oh no, my goodness, that's somebody who doesn't want to eat all the time, and we have to force her, blah blah blah. And the nurse was actually laughing on the IC. She said, oh, you were so happy, finally you got some food, and I was just laughing, because I didn't expect that. And I said, you don't want to know how much I love my food and how much I like to eat. But nobody believes me, because I don't look like it. But I really like it. And they gave me all kinds of desserts, and I even had to eat at night, because that was better for my blood sugar. at night. So at 1 o'clock in the middle of the night, I still ate a vanilla pudding they gave me, and it was lactose free. And they had sent from my dietitian, they got sent my food list and my intolerances, and they helped me with that. And somebody else brought me some food that they didn't have in the hospital, so I could follow the full list very safely, and that was so nice. I was so happy and so thankful for that. So I could just eat. I thought, okay, it's safe. I'm laying here, I'm laying on a heart monitor, I'm laying on an IV, nothing can happen, I'm safe. So please let me stay here. But what happened then is that they said, the IC doctor said, well, I do think you can stay in the hospital and we can get you through the refeeding process, which will last so about 3 weeks. And then you will be safe afterwards to go back to the clinic. And he would ask the people from the internal medicine if they could offer me a bed there, because there are more beds than on the IC. On the IC you can only stay for a short while. But then the psychiatrist of this clinic had to agree with that. And long story short, because I'm talking already far too long, oh, the time is going so quickly, she didn't agree. Because she thought that my psychological issues would come in the way, that I would panic, and that they wouldn't offer me my own food list, and that I would not be fine there, and that I should come back to the clinic. And I thought, my goodness, please ask me what I want, because I wanted to stay in the hospital so badly. I felt so safe, and I just thought, let me lay on this bed for 3 weeks, only eat and sleep, and that's all I need to do for 3 weeks, gain weight, get stronger, and get to the clinic. Please, please, please let me stay here. And they didn't. And I was so devastated, and I was so scared to go back again. And I can't cry really, because I don't have any fluids in my body, because I'm really dehydrated because of the refeeding. But I want to cry so badly. I was so devastated that he sent me back, and I thought, oh, I don't want to die. Please don't let me die. And the clinic, the hospital said, the nurses said, well, the clinic must have had a big shock that this happened. They will change their, how they treat you. They must change their plans for you, because this can't happen once again. And the shock will take care of it, that they will change things. And when I came back, nothing had changed. Nothing at all. And I was so scared. And I'm still scared. I'm very scared. I'm exhausted. I'm still in refeeding. They do give me medicines, but when you look at me, you can see that I'm in refeeding, but because then you dehydrate extremely. I also have eudemia. Well, there are things how you can see it on your body, and you can feel it, and I can feel it as well. So I'm still in refeeding, and I get my blood work done tomorrow after 5 days. So that's also, I think, far too late to check how I'm doing. And I'm still having extreme hypos yesterday morning, and this morning I still had a hypo from 1.7, and it shouldn't be below 4. And that is dangerous. And I am still alive, and I did wake up, and I was able to eat myself, and then wait for 2 hours till my blood sugars were okay. But it is just dangerous, and I just really desperately want a hospital to help me. So I'm fighting for that right now. And you can judge whatever you want. You know, I'm not complaining about the clinic. The clinic is fantastic. I love the nurses here. I love the doctor. I love the head of the clinic. I really think she is an amazing woman. So it's not about that. It's not about that. It's just that I have so many traumatic experiences that I was about to die, and I'm fighting for my life that I'm not going to die. So right now I'm doing everything I can to find a hospital, and I know here in The Hague the hospital would take me. They only would need some advice from an expert. I can offer them that advice from Amsterdam, because Amsterdam has their expertise on eating disorders and recovery and going through the refeeding. They know exactly what to do. And they would offer with love. They know me already. I've been there. They know every checkup. They know all my medical history. They know everything. So they can exactly tell me. They know my intolerances. They know my intestine problems. They know my diabetes. They can tell them exactly what to do in The Hague. And then The Hague could just do that for 3 weeks. And after that, I could go back to the clinic and move on with the process and get better. You know, that is what I really want to do. And people, I am here to fight. There is nobody who wants to fight and to recover as badly as I am. There is nobody who wants to recover and to eat and to gain weight and to get stronger than I am. So don't tell me that I don't want that, because that is just a lie, okay? And if you want to know something, ask me first before you judge. Please do so. And when you don't, okay, then I get angry at you. That's fine, of course. That's my problem. I know that because I'm putting myself out here. And I know that I'm vulnerable when I'm out here. But I really wanted to show you that because it's just unfair. So everybody knows that it's unfair, okay? Yeah, I can't talk much longer because I've already talked far too long. Nobody's going to listen to this. But okay, when you are interested, you can. If you don't want to, also fine. And people, if you don't want to watch this, don't. Unsubscribe. Do your thing. Go somewhere else, you know. Please don't blame me for getting annoyed by me just because you are watching. You're your own manager in what you see and what you don't see. So don't blame me for that. Just go somewhere else then. And of course, I'm happy when you are here. And yes, I can have comments that are harsh. And yes, I can have people telling me things that aren't nice. I can really deal with that. But don't tell lies here, okay? I'm not telling lies as well. Of course, I'm emotionally biased. Yes, of course, I have an eating disorder. I have a panic disorder. I have a trauma disorder. I have all kinds of stuff, and of course I'm looking through those glasses to my world and to what I experience, and my traumas do cause that I am scared far more easily than somebody else would be, or that I am triggered far more easily than somebody else would. Yes, that's true, but that's my whole issue. I'm not here because I'm so happy to peppy and living my life to the fullest. No, I'm documenting this for you guys to see what it is to recover from something that is just as severe as it is. And I'm not going to do something else than I am and than I experience. This is just real life. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else. And if you do want to know how real life is, you can see it right here. And what you see is what you get. Okay? So I'm just going to be clear with that. And I really am thankful for the people who are supporting me and giving me the love I do need, because you can say whatever you want. I just desperately need love and support, because I want to fight myself. And I want to fight for myself, not even for you guys. I'm not doing this for you. I'm not surviving and recovering for you. I'm doing this for myself because I want to live and because I want to give to the world and because I think my life is worth living and that I can give so much more in this world to the people around me and to you guys and to all the people I love, because I have so much love to give. But I'm also in need of so much love, and I would love to receive your love, and I'm open for that. So I'm thankful for the people who do give me that. And I'm also thankful for the people who get angry, because you are allowed to do so. And I do think there are lots of people are coping with their own issues, and I respect that and I understand that, and I know where I am coming from. So I'm the last one who would judge anything on it, or anyone on that. And I'm really living along with you. But please talk, communicate. Don't immediately judge or put things out there that aren't true and just your imagination in some kind of way caused by your own experiences, your own traumas. They have their total freedom to be there. You can be yourself, of course, but don't hurt other people by your own due to your own hurts, or at least be conscious about it. You can do that. I can take something. I mean, it's not that I'm just devastated right away when somebody says something harsh to me, but do think about what you state. You know, is this the truth? Is this my experience? Is this helpful to anyone? Do I help leak with it? Do I help other people who read my comments with it or not? Okay, when you think, okay, what the fuck, I don't care. Okay, that's fine as well. Then I know that. But when you don't and you want to be conscious about it, I just want to mirror that to you too. You mirror that to me as well. So I do that back to you again. Okay, I really need to stop this because this is getting far too long. But I did want to give you an update. I will keep you updated. If there are any questions, put them down in the comments below. I don't know if I have the energy to look at them and to answer it, but I will do the best I can. And I'm happy that you are there for me, and I really hope to hear from you soon. And all the positive things will come, and my calendar and my daily quote, etc., etc. I don't have the energy for that. I was happy I could do this right now. I just had a lot of food before I had this video, so I had a spike of my glycemic thing. But right now I think I'm going to sleep for 2 hours. And but I'm thankful I could do this video, and I'm really looking forward to your reactions. So hope to hear and see from you soon. And yeah, okay. Mwah. Kiss from me. Bye.